sometimes you get upset. I like men. Girl, I mean, it's life, and that's not all men. I feel like it's the quality of the men that we manifest based off of our quality of mindset. And as we start to elevate out of that, like these energies, they start to disgust you, right? You start to know how to create a barrier to protect you from them. You start to raise your standards so that you don't get in another situation that's reflective of that. Even if you fuck up and start dibbling in it, you're gonna pull back because certain things from those rooms of men that brought you those low vibrational outcomes are on that person. And so you just choose to start choosing. As you choose to start choosing you, those things are less desirable. So you don't think of all men to be that way. Like, I've been reconnected with my dad, and I needed a man in my life, like a man. The same man that I was super close to before I got in my really bad relationship was the same man that I needed. And my daddy, he paid for my stepmama's school. He helped her get on her feet. She worked for him for years, and all she had to do was answer the fucking phone for his company. He took care of her. Even though she have a job now, she's graduated from U of H. She has an accounting degree. And she works for the city. She get her own money. He paid for her last BMW still. Even with her making her own money, she don't pay no bills, no nothing. Like, you live in a world full of bullshit niggas because that's the world that you choose to live in. When you start surrounding yourself around men that are really doing men things, you will be repulsed by these niggas that's doing bare minimum. Literally. Like, what you want a cookie for, sir? Like, no. And that's when it's not a I hate men thing. It's I hate the vibration that I was on to even give a nigga like that the time of day. That's what it becomes. And that's where accountability becomes, because you learn that in order to attract something on a greater frequency, you got to be on that greater frequency. You got to elevate. Sorry, y'all, that was a lecture, but God has been speaking to me heavily. That's what I mean about connecting to different standards. Even if you're not connecting to a man, right? Like, even if you're not dating somebody, like, being around healthy couples. Like, I remember when me and my kids' dad, we broke up the first time. God sent me, it was one of my clients, her and her husband, they were like inviting me over, and they would let me vent. And the things that I was saying, like, on a united front, venting to a couple that's married, right? And they had their own obstacles and challenges. She had an issue having kids and stuff. So anyways, he would just be like, fuck no, ain't no niggas doing that. Like, and it would just make me feel like, damn, there's men out here that would never do stuff like this. Like, sometimes you just gotta surround yourself around these other men on another caliber that would never, so that you can, like, redefine what your definition of normal is. That's why I'm so excited that my best friend is out of prison. Like, he's married. He already got his job. He only been out of prison for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. He's already got his job. He's married. And he just be like, fuck no. And you need those healthy versions of men. You know what I mean? And I have another best friend that's just as toxic as my kid's dad. And I have a boundary with him right now because it's just like, what are you doing to change your life? And I love him. We've been best friends for years. But it's just like repulsive behavior. So, sorry, y'all. That was a lot. That was a lot.